the job of a colorist is basically, oh, that's bright.
Yeah, get that out of your eyes.
Is, like I said, to basically bring life to someone's book. Like, these were a good example. How you can tell that it's supposed to be lighthearted. It's a fun little dream sequence of kids fighting a dinosaur. Like, it's not supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be cute and lighthearted. And continue to the next section of it. The color makes a huge difference on that, because clearly, if it was like dark colors, blacks and grays and all of that, it would look more like a horror book. So, honestly, more like these scenes that were the exact opposite. They were in like a haunted wood area with creepy swamp creatures and stuff like that. So it really sets the mood of what you're doing. Let's see here. Like, spooky pirate ship from Lost Sleuth. Like, it's very spooky, creepy. I easily could have made it daylight and it'd be like bright and sunny and just a fun time. It also does a really good job at showing different personalities between people. Like, you can kind of tell that they're sweet and bubbly, they're kind of cool, they're probably a little bit hot-headed, because it's a red. So, for example,
I don't have that.
like, what colors do you guys think of when you think of, like, angry?
Red.
Yeah. So, if you're doing, like, a panel where someone's angry, honestly, it would be more like on that one. Like, you would do, like, a red background to kind of boost up the mood. And then, same with feeling sad. You think blue. So, like, where Goober is starting to cry, that would probably be, like, you use the color to kind of just oomph up the feelings that they're doing. And you guys are, like, totally okay to, like, start coloring if you'd like.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself doing a lot of coloring, like, on paper or digitally?
It is mainly digital. I am also currently working on my own book.
Oh, cool.
And I have the little step-by-steps of showing how things get done.
That is super cool.
You start with a little sketch. You do your line work over it. Block in your shading. And then you add your full color.
That is so cute. What's your book about?
It is a YA little romance. It's very cute. And same thing with how color can really set the mood for anything. These are supposed to be fun and cute and bubbly versus like a gross pinned bug in like brown.
Good job.
But yeah, when it comes to doing colors and backgrounds, a great thing to think is colors mix like how moods mix. Like, think how if you're angry, it's red, if you're sad, it's blue. Well, if you're kind of a mix of that, it would be like a purple. So that's kind of the thought process you go through when you're coloring like the big empty panel.
That means you're green.
That means you're green?
Calm means you're green.
Calm, what means you're green?
Yeah, greens and like light blues, very calm and relaxing.
I know the scribble spots. Now, do you know what scribble spots are?
Scribble box?
Scribble spots.
No.
They help you find out what your feelings are.
Oh. Interesting.
This is probably tough to do.
Yeah, there's not a whole ton to color. Or talk about. I get to color for my job.
That is so cool. How did you get your job?
I was actually, you can come in. I was actually already friends with Kayla before doing all of her books. Basically, she did the first two. She did Click and Camp.
Okay. Can you help me grab one?
What
Thank
color,
you.
Charlie? What color?
Thank you.
And yeah, she said after the second book they wanted to hire a colorist, so I just shot my portfolio over, and
That's cool.
now it's just two friends working on a book. That's great.
Cool.
It's truly a dream come true.
The color for your job. That is so cool.
In some types of comics, it's also a job to just do the line art, which is also an absolute dream job, but it's not as common in graphic novels since they're so long. So, like the one that I'm working on that's mine is about 2-3 pages shy of 300.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's gonna be a
Yeah. Do you have to go to school or do extra studying to learn about the colors and
I
your...
actually just went to community college.
Cool.
Yeah. When it comes to art, having a formal education is very helpful, but it's one of those things that isn't like a 100% requirement.
Mom, can I sit next to
Because it's
you?
more your work shows
Yeah.
what you're able to do versus like what your
I want us
diploma
to stay
is.
with
Yeah.
you for a little while.
But on full color ones, in order to, especially with Kayla, 'cause she does one a year, like, yeah, we bust our butts on
Yeah, I
those.
can imagine.
Like, those are like one a year, so having multiple hands in on the project at once helps everything go faster.
Yeah, definitely. Do you find that the full color style sells more than the...
It kind of depends. It really just depends on the age range. Because obviously, like, kids' books,
Yes.
you want full color. Like, once you get up to YA, it's whatever if there's grayscale, because you're going more for emotion than anything.
Gotcha.
Why?
Young adult.
Like your sister's age.
Yeah, so like,
The teens,
Yeah.
the teenagers.
yeah, when things start to get a little bit not fun.
Confusing.
Yeah, that's the nice word for
Yeah,
it.
rolled me. I do. I've been there. It's
I mean,
confusing, right?
it's rough. I'm 28 and I'm still in the back of my mind, always thinking about it. So, but yeah,
Very
it's an awesome job to have. Like, if you're interested in art, it's definitely something that's worth looking into.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna draw 3D stuff.
That's awesome.
It was really cool.
I could draw a 3D circle, a 3D triangle, a 3D square, a 3D house.
I love a good 3D house. That's the hardest part in comics.
Okay, here we are at Southport Literary Fair at the Kenosha Public Library, and I'm with your name.
I am Jess Lome.
Nice to see you today. So what's going on in this workshop?
So today we were going over colorist work, which really is kids' graphic novels. My job is just coloring them, which is awesome. So we were talking about how color can really make or break the mood of a page. Like, boop, boop, boop. This was one of the examples. Like, he's crying, so you would probably want to use something that would like really bump that up, like blues or purples, like really drive home that it's something that's upsetting and not just something cute and funny. So, and then with this one, you would probably want to do like 3 colors that work well together, but show how excited you are. I think that I did like bright blues and like neon green originally, so.
So how did you get involved in coloring? Were that as a kid or when you want to transfer?
I mean, I had been doing art forever, but I was actually already friends with Kayla Miller, the artist for the Olive series. So things happened. She started looking for a colorist, and I jumped on, and that was my first job.
Now, explain these Olive series.
It is I think we're at 6 books now of the main character. Her name is Olive Branch, and it's basically just going through her adventures as she goes from like elementary to middle school and just kind of all of her friends that she meets, the stuff she goes through, and it's really fun.
That is really neat. Now, you said you do color more. Have you attempted doing writing or a book?
Yes, I actually have one that should be out probably later next year. It is called The Not So Secret Life of Winnie Franklin. I have an author, but I am going to be drawing it, coloring it, all of that myself. So we're currently in the sketch stage, so We're about a third of the way.
I think it was brought up, do you color with the crayons or digitally, or how do you?
I generally do digitally for at least work like this because it'll have to be ready for print and it's just so much easier to prep it on the computer. So I use Photoshop.
Because if anybody want to get involved in coloring, so Photoshop would be a good place to start.
An easy and a lot cheaper way to start is if you happen to have like an iPad, a hand-me-down iPad, whatever, there is a program called Procreate, and it's only like $15, and it has everything that Photoshop has, basically. So it's what I use when I'm like drawing on my tablet, like this little guy. So.
You do excellent artwork as well. If people want to see your artwork or your coloring, do you have like a website or social media or something?
I am Booworth online, BOOWORTH. I am basically everything.
Anything else you want to add? The books or the? Okay.
No, we have the next Kayla book out in like January, and it's a fun one. So.
We'll definitely look forward to this. Thank you so much for coming and putting together a workshop here at the Southport Literary Fair, and thank you so much for talking with us today.
Yeah.